Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Bat here. Hope you're doing well. So we had a new Transformers movie come out. Transformers: Rise of the Beast. And, yeah. Let's talk about it. Get into those positives. Pacing. This movie is under 2 hours. This is the second shortest Transformers movie, besides Bumblebee that came out in 2018. So in terms of pacing, this movie does move. In terms of pacing, this movie really does move. So that's a plus, and not like all the other Michael Bay Transformers movies, where they're pushing 220, 230, or over. This is under 2 hours, so if you're kind of bored, don't worry, it's not that long. The action, I think the best thing about this movie are the action scenes. There's an action scene at the beginning, kind of like a prologue, with these new Transformers, these animal-like Transformers. Really cool. Sets up the main conflict. We have another action scene in the end of the first act at this museum, outside the museum, inside and outside this museum. Really cool action scene there. I think the director really knows how to direct action, and I'll get to the director in a minute. But compared to, I like the Michael Bay a lot. I did a ranking the other day of the Transformers movies. I love the first Transformers. I even like the third one more than most. And even the second one I find a lot more entertaining than most. But there are times in those action scenes where you don't see everything that's going on. It's going way too quickly. Kind of too close in. Here the action is, you see everything that's going on. You see the characters fighting. You know who they are. And it visually looks good. Though I do think, and then the third act action battle is excellent. I thought it was really well done and gets everyone involved. And that really was the highlight of the movie, that third act. If you can stay awake till the third act, you're good. The movie does have humor like the first act. This new Transformer called Mirage, voiced by Pete Davidson, is actually the highlight of the Transformers overall, even between the old ones and the new ones. No, I'm not, in terms of humor, at least I think in the first act, there's a good amount of it. Then when we get into the second and third act, there's not that much. But when there is, it works. There's a lot of 90s music in here. This is set in 1994 the first act is set in New York, Brooklyn, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing there. The 90s music, there's a lot of it. I don't think it was some of the 90s music was good, it worked. But Bumblebee that was set in the 80s, I thought that had better music in that. But some of the songs, are popping. Don't Call It a Comeback. That's one that's in there. That's actually used really well, really well in the third act. But, so yeah. I thought the director, Stephen Cableton, or Cable Jr., he directed Creed 2, which I thought is a pretty excellent Creed movie. I think he does a fine job here, like that he's more known for smaller films. So to handle a big action blockbuster like Transformers, I thought he handled the action scenes very well. I can't blame him on the story, because he didn't write the script. But I think as a director, he definitely made, the movie's well made. It's not like, oh my god, this is horrible acting, this is horrible action, no, it's well made. It's just, I think a lot of it has to do with the script. I thought the villain was good. Scourge. I thought he was a good villain. Well, that's fine. He's a villain. A villain of a movie. Take that as you will. Into my negatives. The characters are thinly written. They try to bring this emotional story between the Anthony Ramos' character and his brother, younger brother who's sick, who needs medical assistance, but they don't have the money to pay for it. And it's just okay. The sick brother story been there and done that, seen it, done it, lived it. I don't need to see any more of that shit. And I mean, his connection with Mirage, the new Transformer, I didn't think it was all that great. Only in the first act. It didn't have that same connection like Sam Witwicky and Bumblebee in the first Transformers, or even in the three Sam Witwicky movies, the Shia LaBeouf ones. Heck, even the Haley Steinfeld Bumblebee, they had a better emotional connection than in this with Anthony Ramos and Mirage. I thought the new Transformers were used very little, especially the beasts, the animal ones. We see them in the prologue, and it's probably a good hour until we see them again, or longer until we see them. And even then, we're not spending enough time with them to really care about them. The story was generic and weak. Transformers, Decepticons want to destroy the Earth, and the Autobots want to get back to Cybertron. Gee, how many Transformers movies have we seen with that exact story? I think most of them. And oh yeah, we got a beam of light going into the sky. I think we saw that in almost every 2010 summer blockbuster in the 2010s. And it was boring. Like the second act of this movie, like after that first act, the second and third act, for the most part, are bland. Like the action in the third act is good, and that holds it together. But the main second act is very boring and bland. And when your second act is boring, that's not good. And I think overall, I thought the movie was bland. And like, there's some humor at the beginning, and that's about it. The characters are thinly written, and I'm just like, okay. It's almost scary when you watch this movie, I kind of wish we had another Michael Bay movie. Because he still brought that energy and flair and humor. Whether you always liked that humor, it still worked. And yet more engaging characters, like Shia LaBeouf, Sam Witwicky, even when he's going a little nuts. It's fun. It's entertaining. Like the female character in this movie, the live action one, you really don't need her at all. There was no point in her. Except, she works for an architect and she found this artifact and it comes from, Cybertron or whatever. Okay. 3.7 out of 5. Other than for the action and maybe the first act of this movie and the final battle at the end, and not much here. Not much here. Not for me to go, I want another Transformers movie. I'd rather have another Bumblebee movie and bring back Haley Steinfeld than another Transformers movie in this timeline. But that's just me. Did you see the new Transformers? What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Matt the Mad here.